Hi guys, it's Thomas here from COTbase.com. Welcome to a weekly COT review. Today we're going to be analyzing the third Commitments of Traders report of 2024, and as we always do, we shall start off by looking at the largest changes in commercials net positions. For those who are new to COT analysis here at COTbase.com, you'll find a lot of educational material. Not only do we have these in written format, but we have some very useful videos as well. And of course, if you need further assistance, feel free to reach out to me at info@cotbase.com or just simply comment underneath the video and I'll be there to help you. Back to the review and starting off with our first market. You see platinum is on top of our list. If we order markets based on their largest change in commercials net positions, we are of course analyzing the legacy data, or as we call it, classic COT report. It has the longest history of COT data. And we're analyzing futures and options data combined. So let's get started. We have a 34% change in platinum over here in commercials net positions on a 1 year's chart. You can see that over here. It is definitely one of the more larger changes, much greater than average. I'd say top 5. And it is a bullish COT change signal coming after a few weeks of weakening circumstances in the market. Now, that's exactly what we like to see. And of course, the bullish chain signal suggests that we may see a bit of a rise, at least in the near term, and we'll see if that can continue on in the longer term as well. If we move on to a 5-year chart, and then of course we can examine the stress level in this market. It's easy to see if we are looking at this 5 years time horizon that the most bullish extreme levels happened over here in 2022. The most significant bearish extreme was just over here before COVID hit in 2020. And the current data shows that we're more or less in between those two extremes. So I wouldn't say there's too much to gather from the extreme side of the analysis, but in the short term, the COT change is definitely greater than average, pointing upwards. Soybeans is our next market. Here we have a 23% change in commercials net positions, jumping to a 1 year chart. There you go. And you can basically see just by kind of eyeballing it that it's actually possibly the largest change in the past 1 year time frame. Of course, 52 weeks corresponds to a year, and we're measuring this recent change in commercials net positions compared to the entire 1 year time frame, and in that the change is roughly 23% of that range. So it's a significant change in their net positions. It is a bullish signal coming after a decline that's been going on for quite some time, a couple of months now. Again, suggesting strengthening in the near term. Jumping to a 5 year chart, you can identify that not only do we have a bullish COT change signal, but actually we are experiencing a significant stress level in the market. 241 report extreme in soybeans. So that, basically meaning we have not seen traders at such levels since roughly June of 2019. So I think this is a very nice example when we have both of our major COT tools showing us the same colored picture, which is green for bullishness. So that's interesting. But let's move on and have a look at copper, where we have the exact same change size, 23%. For commercials net positions. Again, we're talking about a larger than average change size. However, if you look at the chart, we do see similar changes in the past. Not surprisingly, we are, of course, having a very similar picture. So a downwards trend since late December, and then getting this bullish change signal. I should point out that the previous report, there was an even greater bullish COT change signal without any major effect. Now, that's not something we should be too worried about. If you look back over here, August of 2023, we had a pretty decent bullish change over there, but the market only moved after we got the second one. So the report was for, of course, the, August 14th. However, we got the report issued on the 20th, pardon me, the 17th. So there's sometimes that lag from the market reaction. Now, I think this is a time I'm going to just jump over for a sec to our iCOT intraday indicator. What I have here is copper futures. I like to show different markets. So this is going to be the iCOT intraday indicator with AfterSignal. And I thought I'll just show you that, you know, if you purchase this indicator, you would set it up in this way. So we put on the scores, which I think is important. You don't have to, but I do like to look at the scores, which is basically the similar to what we do in classic COT analysis, looking at large speculators and commercials. But this is not the actual CFTC data. It is our own data, but we did our very best to mimic the way it performs. And basically, we are catching extremes into this iCOT scores chart. The second step is to add the iCOT intraday indicator with AfterSignal. I do like to put 2 on my chart. The reason for that is one is going to be directed at long signals. So, and actually not just the stripes. Stripes are signals where we have an extreme both in commercials and large speculators score line. At the same time, it is of course supported by this little gray balance line. So that's quite unique. Those are the strongest, but I do like to look at all the signals. So I'm going to change it to any long, and the lower one I'm going to change to any short, meaning any short signal we may act upon. For instance, here we have that signal from the commercial side, and that then the market it enters after it's confirmed. So that's how it looks. This is a 1 hour candlestick chart, so it's a great tool to supplement the longer term picture that classic COT analysis gives. Of course, the data over there is a weekly data, whereas the iCOT intraday indicator works on basically any time frame. And just real quick, I'm going to show you, let's say, a 15-minute chart and a 5-minute, just so you can see kind of how it can actually work. You can see on this 5-minute what a beautiful stripe signal just at that top. And I do believe that even the stop line can be used to your advantage if you want to trade that as well. So a little bit about the iCOT intraday indicator. Of course, this is a review of COT data, but anybody interested in this indicator, cotbase.com/indicators, you'll find all our indicators. Pro, focusing on classic COT analysis, can be used in NinjaTrader. You can access our database or the iCOT intraday indicator, which is available not only on Ninja but TradingView. It has a basic version where you just get the signals, and then the AfterSignal gives you the actual place and time where you want to sell or buy based on the signal itself. So that's that. Back to the review and moving on to large speculator COT Extreme analysis. Here we have a lot of complexes, as you can see. But we are going to start off with the Minneapolis wheat, where we have an all-time COT Extreme in the market. And it's quite clear that it is a huge signal. So basically, what does all-time mean? Never in the history of COT data, and if you want to do that, you can actually look at how long of a history do we have. It actually goes back to 1995. 1995. Since the issue, the first reports, we have not seen such an extreme in this market. It's of course a bullish COT extreme, suggesting higher prices coming in the next couple of weeks, months, possibly years ahead of us. But it's there. It's a nice signal after the market has came down. Now, can it go even further? Of course it can. All-time extremes can be present in the market for many, many weeks before there's a reaction from the market. So then we have these complexes. That's something where we combine the sector, the market sector, all the COT data for each individual market into one compiled, let's say, complex COT data. Soybeans, we talked about. Live cattle is our next market. 196 report extreme over here. This, of course, again, more of a bullish extreme. However, it's not all time. It can grow to greater levels, suggesting the strengthening of live cattle. And last, but definitely not least, we have corn, where we have an 185 report extreme in large speculators net positions, but an all-time extreme in commercials net positions. You can see it just became that because the last all-time was probably here in June of 2020. So that was, of course, a bullish COT extreme, and as you can see, it was a successful one because the market actually has risen since then. Once again, we have the bullish extreme, suggesting that maybe we have came to the end of this downtrend and we should see a bottoming pattern soon. So that's all for this COT review. Of course, there's a lot to do here at cotbase.com. We offer all sorts of great tools to analyze the commitments of traders' data. We offer you the COT index. We offer you COT move index. We have our own long-term trend indicator, volume and open interest analysis. And of course, as I mentioned, we have some great indicators as well. Thank you for your attention. I hope you will have a wonderful weekend, and I hope to see you in my next COT review. Take care. Goodbye.